In a major political development, the Election Commission of India has officially announced that the vice presidential election will take place on September 9, 2025, following Jagdeep Dhankar's sudden resignation, just over 2 years into his 5 years term. The announcement has triggered political ripples, and not just because we need a new vice president. So here's what we know. The election schedule is now set. The notification will be issued on August 7. Last date to file nomination is August 21. Scrutiny is on August 22. Candidates can withdraw till August 25. If voting is needed, it will be held on September 9 from 10 am to 5 pm, and counting will happen that same evening. Now let's talk about how the vice president is elected and how this process is quite different from other constitutional posts. Under Article 66(1) of the Constitution, the Vice President is elected only by the members of Parliament. That includes both elected and nominated members of the Rajya Sabha and elected members of the Lok Sabha. State MLAs don't get a higher or say in this case, unlike in the presidential election. And the system is used the single transferable vote system with proportional representation done through a secret ballot. No weightage of votes based on state size like in the presidential poll. And unlike general election, it's not first past the post system. So what's the number game looking like? Assuming all 786 MPs seats are filled, a candidate would need 394 votes to win. The NDA, with 293 MPs in the Lok Sabha and 129 in Rajya Sabha, has about 422 votes. So mathematically, their pick is sitting pretty. Let's shift to gears to the real political drama. What actually triggered Jagdeep Dhankar's exit? Officially, he cited the health reason, but the timing? The very first day of the monsoon session, and the fact that he seemed absolutely fine in earlier meetings, has sparked a flurry of conspiracy theories. Let's start with the theory number 1, the silent snub. Congress Jairam Ramesh pointed to the absence of JP Nadda and Kiran Rijiju from a key Rajya Sabha Business Advisory Committee meeting which was chaired by Dhankar on July 21. They didn't even inform him that they were coming. Ramesh said something serious clearly happened between 1 pm and 4:30 pm, which may have pushed Dhankar to resign. Theory number 2, the Justice Verma move. Just hours before resigning, Dhankar approved a motion for the removal of Justice Yashwant Verma of the Allahabad High Court, a rare and controversial step. Critics say this gave him more authority in judicial matters and possibly ruffled feathers in both the judiciary and the government. Don't forget, Dhankar had earlier slammed the Supreme Court's Article 142 powers, calling it as a nuclear missile against the democracy. Now, there's another theory, which is the Nitish Kumar shuffle. This one's gaining traction on social media and in Bihar political circles. The RJD claims Dhankar's exit is part of BJP plan to offer Nitish Kumar the vice president post, essentially to slide him ahead of the Bihar assembly polls. NDA leaders have denied this, but in election season, even denial fuels speculation. So who are the frontrunners? Name doing the rounds include Nitish Kumar, if this Bihar theory is actually correct. Rajnath Singh, a seasoned leader and a name floated often for constitutional role. Shashi Tharoor, which has become a new name in the politics from the Congress, known for his eloquence and his parliamentary performance. And last but not the least, Harivansh, currently deputy chairperson of the Rajya Sabha. Who it will be, we will know soon. But one thing is very clear. What looked like a simple resignation has opened the door to some serious political maneuvering behind the scenes. Let's see what happened on September 9. Thank you.